Hey everybody, Arden here, and look who's in the house with us today, Coach Annie, and we're going to be geeking out on some tips for more stability on your high notes, on your money notes. All right, so because I know that a lot of you guys, you know that the high note's coming up, and we've noticed that a lot of you guys have the habit of the note's coming up, and then you just want to kill it. And it doesn't serve you. So Annie has a great tip that she uses to bring a lot more stability and reliability to these high notes, to these money notes. So I am going to say, Annie, take it away.
Yeah, of course. So Arden, how this came about, I've just been noticing across the board in class, in Vocality Lab, in our workshops, I've seen a lot of people have phrases that start with big money notes and they feel a lot of pressure to really get it going. And it's it has a very sabotaging effect. So speaking to a student, and the way we framed it to really understand was actually in the context of the children's story, the tortoise and the hare, which many of you are probably familiar with it. But, just in case you need a refresher, the tortoise and the hare, they decide to have a little race, and the hare feels this obligation to perform, this obligation to win. And so when they get off the starting line, the hare just rams himself, and guess what? He runs out of energy and he decides to take a nap. And then when he wakes up from the nap, he sees the turtle just about to cross the finish line. And guess who wins? The turtle, who just went slow and steady the entire time. So, how this relates to your singing, what we want to be slow and steady with is our support. Even if we've got big money notes, the thing that creates the stability so that those money notes can shine is your support. And what I've been seeing is people, let me just adjust my screen here. What I've been seeing is people really whacking their support to begin the money notes. So if I'm going to make up a phrase, I'm gonna show you what happens when I whack my support because I feel this obligation to really deliver right at the top. Here we go. Wait a minute. Okay, I made it through. But when I whack my support, I really feel inside my throat, it's like I feel a real reaction to the amount of force that I've just moved right up under my vocal cords. And I feel my throat really want to kind of squeeze up and tense up on me. And then, my sound kind of feels like it's a little more edgy. And so if I go into this phrase, if I am not intimidated by this phrase, but I just trust that I'm going to feel my support before I begin, and I'm just going to move through my support nice, steady, slow, and consistent. No matter what's going on in the phrase, I'm going to have a different result. So I'm going to breathe in and give myself a moment to feel my support, feel myself sort of lean into the waistband of my pants. Here we go. Wait a minute. And it is a completely different experience inside of me, one that feels so much more comfortable.
That is such a great, AAB comparison. And it's funny because when we are working with our singers in the intensive training program or in our vocality lab or whatever, and we're demonstrating, sometimes we have to demonstrate the inefficient way. And I will often say, yeah, I can make my voice crack too if I do it that way, or I can make my voice strain and tight too if I do it that way. And so you really got to see the difference. And this idea of the turtle and the hare, to me, it's also just a evidence that more is not always more, especially when we're talking about singing, especially when we're talking about breath support, especially when we're talking about money notes and high notes. I say this all the time, which is it's the consistency, the gentle consistency of the flex down and out of that support that matters, not the force. So I love this turtle in the hair analogy because it really is going to help you guys to like be the turtle, guys, just slow and steady through that phrase. I love it.
Right. We don't need to overcomplicate it. Just make it simple.
No, it's super simple. Now, sometimes there can be mindset issues in here, which, you know, you may intellectually understand that slow and steady, but when you get into the moment, you whack it anyway. And so then we're going to coach on, well, what's the story you're telling yourself about why you can't trust your body to go slow and steady? Or do you have any limiting beliefs around the fact that like, it's not enough? Like, because these things play into each other. You know, you can't just assume that the technique tool is going to work just because you understand it intellectually. If there's a mindset piece, a story, a belief that's stopping you from using it. So this is the kind of stuff that we're going to be coaching on coming up in our next Pro Singer Breakthrough workshop. So this is where I'm coaching, Annie's coaching, our mindset coach, Judy's coaching, and this is free, you guys. And we do this because we coach in a very different model than most traditional vocal coaches. And I want you guys to know what it's like to be able to coach your technique and your mindset at the same time. I want you guys to be able to understand how your skill set and your beliefs work together in the moment of singing. So we do 7-day online free masterclass series, 90 minutes a day, where we are coaching you deep diving on technique, deep diving on mindset, deep diving on how artistry plays in your identity as an artist, being able to know how to find your unique sound in this very different context of coaching. And we do it for free because I want you guys to not have to take my word for it, but I want you guys to experience it for yourself, because you're going to get massive breakthroughs when you work this foundation that we're going to give you over the 7 days of the Pro Singer Breakthrough Masterclass series. So comment the word masterclass below, and we will send you the link to register. Be there. Don't be that singer who's like, nobody wants to support developing artists, when I'm literally giving you a 7-day training masterclass series for free. And Coach Annie will be there too, and we're going to give you all of our great mojo. So comment Masterclass Series. Do not miss it. Coming up, 7-day Pro Singer Career Breakthrough Masterclass Series. See you there.
Hey guys, if you want to attend our next free 7-day online Pro Singer Career Accelerator Masterclass series, which you absolutely should do, then click that square button in the left-hand corner down there to register, and I will see you inside.